And I am delighted and honoured to be interviewing tonight's BSFA guest, the best-selling fantasy author, FD Lee, ladies and gentlemen. There she is.
Live and in person.
Live and in person, actually. Otherwise, it would just be me talking to one of my invisible friends, and everyone would be just like, "Oh, this again. Oh, awkward." And we're here to talk about many different things, because we always end up talking about loads and loads of different things.
Yeah.
But specifically, just look at this. Can you all just
wow.
feast your eyes on this, okay, and look at the size of it. You get a lot of fantasy. You get
a lot of bang for your buck.
With FD Lee, you get loads. It's like she's
More
very
than you
generous. Well, no, that's not true. She's very generous with story, and it's all a good story because I've read this. I know this.
Yeah.
I know this book very well. And
you've read it a few times.
I've read it a few times, and I love this cover. I think this is an interesting cover, and I was also.
Oh yeah, so Andrew hasn't seen the blurb before, so new.
So there were some things I wanted to ask FD, and then I read the blurb, and I just thought, I want to know about the blurb, and I'm actually going to read the blurb because it's so good that it's intensely dramatic and really exciting.
Okay, I want to hear you read it in your best drama voice. From the diaphragm.
No, you don't want that. The best, no. I'm just going to be. I'm going to read it as a reader who loves this stuff, which is who I am. So 7. The last surviving genie is out for revenge. Betrayed by the woman he loves, kidnapped, tortured, and separated from the source of his power. 7's only goal is to punish the people who have wronged him. Amelia is bright, precocious, and does not have time for his vendetta. She's working on a machine designed to map the planets, an orrery, and has been promised a permanent home with the Sisterhood of Cultivators if she succeeds. The only problem is, the orrery is a lot more than a simple machine. It is also a doorway. And when a door is left open, anything might come through. When 7 realises what it is Amelia is building and the danger it presents, he must make a choice. The hardest choice he has ever faced, to act selflessly. Can 7 put aside his own wishes in order to play the hero and save the world? And more importantly, does he even want to? FD.
That was beautifully read. Well done.
Thank you. It was a delight to read. It's poetry. Can you I had some things I wanted to ask you, but
okay.
And
it is an interview.
It's just. How did you come up with that blurb? How do you do blurb?
Wow.
How do you do good blurb?
Okay, trial and error, I think. Actually, no, this one was quite easy to blurbify, because I was very clear on kind of what the central aspect of the story is, and I think when you're blurbing, because, there's 450 pages, it is a monster, and it's not just about 7 and Amelia, obviously. But I think, but I think 7 and Amelia are the central thread that everything hangs off of.
Yes, they are. Okay.
So it just made sense to kind of focus on them. And 7 is, those of you that read the first one, looking over here because I know they have. Those of you that read the first one, 7 is in book number 1, and kind of has a dramatic exit from the first book, if you like.
Exit pursued by bear.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then in book 2, much to the chagrin, actually, of quite a few readers, he's not in it. So this is his triumphant return to the series. So again, it made sense to kind of sort of placate people and go, he's back, don't worry, he's back, he's here, we've got him, he's the star. So I have to say, actually, it was an easy blurb to write. I struggled the most with the fairy tale blurb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think what this looks like to me is that you built up this terrific head of steam with these characters in this world, and I think when you're inspired like that, and you have that passion for your characters and the story that they generate, that things like writing a blurb or the other little documents that all writers have to write I think
my
it
face.
becomes easy. No, I think it becomes easier.
I think it's uneasy
In
with
this
this one.
case-
Yeah, I mean, I have an assumption now, and I mean, this may or may not prove a safe assumption, but I have the assumption now that if you've gotten to the third book, you're kind of in it by this point.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you might
yeah.
accidentally read the first novel, like fall over by mistake and read the book. But I think if you've ploughed on to book 3, I mean, this is a long book, but the other 2 aren't short.
No, they're not.
If you've gotten to this point, I think I can equally, it gives me the freedom to just dive in with the blurb. Whereas I feel with the Fairy's Tale, because it's book number 1, you're trying to
introducing,
entice,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
has never been my strong